I'm here at Whitehall Reservoir. This is a place where I like to come to find some peace, a little bit of quiet, and to connect spiritually with what is holy in this world. Many of us have these kind of places that we've been able to come even in this time. For many of us, our houses of worship have been those places in the past, and it has been really hard to find ourselves disconnected from those places. But something I'm very grateful for this year is that we've learned that the holy exists in more places than we ever thought imaginable. And it's one of those places where I've discovered this year that I'd like to talk to you a little bit about today. Now, I know what you're thinking. He's just in his messy basement. And you're right. But I brought you here for a reason. Because it's actually right here, in this specific place, this tangible, actual object. This is the new place where so many of us have discovered the presence of God in our lives. It's also right here. And right here. And of course, right here. We found out this year that our technology connects us in more ways than we thought possible. We tend to think of the internet as a cloud, an ethereal thing that slips through our grasp when we try to wrap our mind around it. Or maybe as some virtual fantasy space that exists apart from our real life. But the internet is actually a real place. It has a physical presence. It has mass. It's a network. Fiber optic cables carrying information down a literal pathway that connects each of us. And it's this connection between your house and mine that enables us to chat online or send emails or even gather to worship together. When you plug into the internet, signals leave your computer at the speed of light, passing your local network and covering potentially huge distances, even under the ocean. Eventually, your signal makes it to a server where it is rerouted and sent back out through miles of cables. All of that signal comes right here to this telephone pole outside of my house, where it connects into that little switch that I showed you in my basement. From there are wires that go all over my house, and especially to this box right here, the router. And this is how you get Wi-Fi. And this is what's really exciting for me. If we can find God, if we can experience transcendence in places like this, then surely we can find it in places like this. And that's exactly what so many of us have done this year. By opening our hearts to the possibility that these new technologies presented, this year we have been able to remain connected despite all of the odds against it. I think that Westboro's worship communities being online is like adding a little bit of yeast to flour, life-giving yeast, an agent that infuses the network with life. I think that's what we can be online. So I'm grateful for the new ways we've found to connect, to worship, and to celebrate. Even this service that we're participating in now would not have been possible this year without our ability to connect to each other online. And so remember that there are always new ways to let your light shine. I pray that in the days to come, we continue to find ways to connect to each other, to connect to that which is holy, that we keep our hearts open for those chances we have to pass our light on.